Your brain is the guardian of who you are. It protects your memories, controls your movements, and preserves your independence. I need to be direct with you. If you're over 50, your brain may literally be shrinking right now. That's right. Studies reveal that after the age of 50, the human brain can lose about 5% of its size per decade, affecting memory, emotional balance, and even the ability to perform simple, everyday tasks. And what few people know is that weak muscles accelerate this shrinkage even more, directly impacting brain health. Ignoring this means accepting a life of forgetfulness, constant fatigue, and dependence on others. But there is hope. In this video, I'll reveal 5 scientifically proven foods capable of stopping your brain from shrinking, strengthening your muscles, and helping you live an active, independent life for many years. Stay with me until the end, because the most powerful tip might be sitting in your kitchen, just waiting for you to learn how to use it the right way. And take a moment to subscribe. Not only will you help this vital message reach more people, but you'll also gain free access to essential information for the most important health there is. Yours. Ready then? Let's get straight to it. Food 1. Free-range eggs. Have you noticed how your legs seem to lose strength over time? How carrying bags, getting up from a chair, or even walking for more than 5 minutes becomes more difficult? That's because after 50, the body starts to lose muscle mass silently. And it doesn't just affect the body. The brain suffers too. Few people realize it, but strong muscles help keep the brain young. When muscles work, they send signals to the brain that reduce inflammation and stimulate the release of protective substances for neurons. It's as if the body tells the mind, stay active, we've still got a lot to do. And to keep your muscles alive, one of the best foods you can eat is already in your fridge. Free-range eggs? Besides being an excellent source of protein, which helps preserve your muscles, they're rich in choline, a substance essential for communication between neurons. Without enough choline, memory weakens, thinking slows down, and even simple decision-making becomes harder. Eggs also provide vitamin D, which strengthens both muscles and bones, and antioxidants that protect the brain from aging, and you can eat them without fear. Recent research shows that for most people, eggs don't raise cholesterol or harm the heart. On the contrary, they protect it. Include up to 2 eggs a day, preferably boiled, scrambled, or poached. If possible, choose free-range eggs, which have higher nutritional value. Letting your muscles fade means letting your brain fade too. And when that happens, the body loses strength, the mind loses brightness, and life starts to dim, little by little. But here's an important note. Not all eggs are the same. The ideal is to always choose free-range eggs from trusted sources. Industrial eggs from high-production farms tend to have fewer nutrients and a higher risk of contamination from bacteria, like salmonella, especially if eaten raw or undercooked, so avoid recipes with raw eggs, such as homemade mayonnaise or undercooked yolks, especially if you have a more sensitive immune system. Seniors with autoimmune diseases, people undergoing cancer treatment, or those with liver issues should consult a doctor before regularly, including eggs in their diet. And if the egg smells odd, has a cracked shell, or looks unusual, throw it away immediately. Food safety is also part of longevity. When consumed mindfully and prepared properly, eggs stop being a risk and become a true ally of your brain and your independence. And speaking of allies, the next food has such surprising properties that it's being studied as a natural cleanser of toxins from the nervous system. Get ready, it might be exactly what your brain is asking for. Food 2. Purple beets. Many people look at beets and see just a sweet, ordinary vegetable. But inside, there's a powerful secret that can change the way your brain ages. We're talking about a food that improves brain circulation, helps cleanse toxins, and even protects against cognitive decline. As the years go by, brain blood flow begins to decrease. That means less oxygen and fewer nutrients reach your neurons. The result? Memory lapses, slower thinking, mental fatigue, and that heavy head feeling. And this happens partly because blood vessels lose elasticity and become more prone to blockages. That's where beets come in. Rich in natural nitrates, they help the body produce nitric oxide, a compound that dilates blood vessels and improves blood flow to the brain. A study conducted at Wake Forest University in the United States showed that seniors who consumed beet juice daily for just 4 days had a significant increase in blood flow to brain regions linked to cognition and movement. And there's more. Beets are rich in antioxidants like betalain, which fights oxidative stress, one of the causes of premature brain cell death. And since they're also high in fiber, they help control blood sugar, protecting the brain from one of its silent enemies, excess glucose. Include raw beets in grated salads or in juices with apple and lemon. They can also be roasted or steamed. The ideal dose for cognitive benefits is about half a medium beet per day or a small glass of fresh juice. Now, if you're prone to kidney stones, especially calcium oxalate stones, talk to your doctor. Beets are rich in this compound and may not be suitable in every case. Ignoring signs like dizziness, frequent forgetfulness, or trouble staying focused might be more than just fatigue. It could be a warning that your brain is undernourished. And a lack of nutrients is like dust building up in a machine. Sooner or later, it stops working. But don't worry. If these tips have already surprised you, just wait until you see the next food. It might be the bridge between strong muscles, an active mind, and less inflammation, all at the same time. By now, you might be wondering, are these foods alone really capable of protecting the brain? The answer lies in a fascinating discovery that happened, like many in science, by accident. In the 1990s, a team of European researchers was sent to study the eating habits of communities with above-average longevity. One of the places they visited was an isolated village in the Calabria region in southern Italy. There, people over 90 still walked on their own, grew their own food, had sharp memories, and lived without serious neurological diseases. What did they eat? Nothing processed. That's true. But there was something curious that caught attention on every plate served: the variety of colors. There was the purple of eggplant, the red of tomatoes, the dark green of bitter leaves, the orange of pumpkin, the white of garlic and onions, and the yellow of bell peppers. The scientists, intrigued, began studying the effects of these colors on the body, and they discovered that each pigment is linked to a specific type of protection. Purple, for example, is associated with vascular health, dark green with detoxification, red with inflammation control, orange with eye and nervous system protection. Today, we know that the more colorful your plate is, the greater the variety of phytonutrients it contains, and the more protected your brain is against aging, oxidative stress, and even diseases like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. So next time you build your plate, think of it as a painter's palette. The more natural shades it has, the greater your ability to paint a long, lucid, and vibrant life. And in the next food, we'll explore one of those lesser-known pigments, but one that carries a powerful weapon against the chronic inflammation that silently wears down your neurons. Food 3. Turmeric with black pepper. It's easy to ignore inflammation when it doesn't hurt. But when it's happening inside the brain, silently, it may be behind symptoms many have come to accept as part of aging. Memory lapses, trouble concentrating, constant irritability, and even unexplained sadness. In recent years, scientists have discovered that one of the major culprits behind brain aging is neuroinflammation, an invisible process that slowly erodes neurons and weakens mental connections. And guess what? It's directly linked to your diet. But nature gave us a golden ingredient capable of acting as a natural switch to stop this process: turmeric. Turmeric contains a compound called curcumin, which has been widely studied for its ability to cross the blood-brain barrier and act directly on inflamed areas of the brain. A study published in the American Journal of Geriatric Psychiatry showed that adults between 50 and 90 who consumed curcumin for 18 months had significant improvements in memory and attention, as well as a visible reduction in plaques associated with Alzheimer's disease. But here's the secret: curcumin, on its own, has low absorption in the body. To unlock its full potential, it needs piperine, a compound found in black pepper. When combined, curcumin absorption can increase by up to 2,000%. You can use half a teaspoon of turmeric per day, mixed with a bit of olive oil and a pinch of black pepper. Add it to soups, eggs, sautéed vegetables, or even a warm tea before bed. Now, a word of caution. If you're taking anticoagulants, have gallstones, or suffer from sensitive digestive issues, consult your doctor before using this combo regularly. Letting brain inflammation grow is like letting rust take over a delicate mechanism. Over time, it stiffens, grinds, and stops. But with the right ingredients, you can clean that system from the inside and give your brain a fresh chance. And if you want to feel turmeric's effects even more deeply in your body, there's something special you need to know. A specialist developed a simple recipe using turmeric, wild salmon, and other neuroprotective ingredients that together form a powerful combo for anyone looking to preserve brain health, reduce inflammation, and strengthen overall well-being. This recipe has been getting attention for one simple reason: natural, accessible ingredients that, when prepared the right way, help cleanse the body, protect neurons, and bring back mental energy and clarity to those who thought they had lost it for good. If you want to learn how to prepare this recipe at home, the link is in the pinned comments. It might be exactly what your routine has been missing, and you may not even need to buy anything new. Just use what you already have in a smarter way. And the next food? It has no strong color or exotic name, but it has the power to nourish your muscles and your brain at the same time. Get ready. Food for lentils. Have you noticed how some people over 60 seem overly fragile, as if they're crumbling little by little? It's not just an impression. The lack of protein over the years erodes muscle structure, harms metabolism, and directly affects brain health. And that's why this next food is so important. Lentils are small, modest, and often go unnoticed at the table. But behind that simplicity lies a rich source of clean energy, plant-based protein, and minerals that fuel not only your muscles, but also your brain function. When consumed regularly, lentils provide the body with essential amino acids needed to rebuild muscle and also to produce neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, substances that influence our mood, motivation, energy, and mental clarity. They're also rich in iron, magnesium, and folic acid nutrients that improve brain oxygenation, reduce fatigue, and even help prevent depressive symptoms. For seniors who don't eat much meat, lentils are a complete and nutritious alternative. 1 cup of cooked lentils provides about 18 grams of protein and a good dose of fiber, which helps regulate blood sugar and feeds your gut microbiota, another key axis of brain health. They're versatile. You can use them in soups, salads, stews, and even as a base for veggie burgers. And since they're low in fat, they're ideal for those who need to care for their heart without sacrificing nutrition. But pay attention. Some people with very sensitive digestion may feel discomfort when eating legumes. If that's your case, start with small portions, always well cooked, and gradually increase. Ignoring protein sources like lentils means letting your body weaken from the inside out, and the brain, without the building blocks it needs, slowly dims. More fatigue, more forgetfulness, more of that feeling that you're falling behind. Lentils may seem humble today, but that wasn't always the case. In fact, in many parts of the world, they were once considered noble food, worthy of rituals, and even symbols of luck and prosperity. In ancient Mesopotamia, one of humanity's first civilizations, lentils were cultivated over 8,000 years ago and were seen as one of the most valuable grains of the time. And for a single reason: they offered complete nourishment, strength, and required no large amounts. They fed workers seeking mental clarity in spiritual rituals. In ancient Rome, it was common to gift lentils as a symbol of health and renewal. And even today, in countries like Italy and Brazil, it's tradition to eat lentils on New Year's Eve, believing they bring abundance for the year ahead. Curious, isn't it? What most people don't realize is that this abundance wasn't just about money, but vitality, strength, and longevity. Today, lentils remain a staple in countries like India and Nepal, where they're part of the daily meal of millions. Their lentils are seen as medicine, and rightly so. They are a pillar of Ayurvedic nutrition, which focuses on balancing the body and mind. So when you choose to include lentils in your routine, you're not just nourishing your body, you're reconnecting with ancient wisdom that already knew thousands of years ago. What science is only now beginning to prove: health begins with what's on your plate, and the right food can be more valuable than any medication. And next, we'll dive into a food that may seem far too simple to be effective, yet holds a rare property. It wakes up the brain like a cold shower and could be the key to reactivating lost connections. You'll see. Food 5, banana and dragon fruit. Sometimes the most accessible foods hide the most surprising benefits, and that's exactly the case with bananas and dragon fruit. When combined, these two fruits form a duo that supports brain health, feeds the muscles, and also protects the gut, the body's second brain. The banana, besides being delicious and easy to find, is a natural source of tryptophan, an essential amino acid for the production of serotonin, the feel-good neurotransmitter. But it doesn't stop there. Bananas also provide potassium, a key mineral for muscle contraction and the proper functioning of neurons. If you experience frequent cramps, fatigue, or racing thoughts, this might be exactly what you need. Dragon fruit, on the other hand, with its exotic look and vibrant color, is rich in antioxidants, fiber, and compounds that help reduce inflammation throughout the body, including the brain. It also supports gut health. Its fibers feed good bacteria that in turn regulate mood, appetite, and mental clarity. Yes, the gut sends constant signals to the brain, and when it's out of balance, everything feels off track. These fruits also play an important role in fighting premature aging. Bananas provide slow-releasing energy, ideal for keeping muscles fueled and preventing energy crashes during the day. Dragon fruit helps with hydration and combats free radicals that affect both the skin and neurons. But, of course, some care is needed. Because they're naturally sweet, people with diabetes or insulin resistance should consume these fruits in moderation and ideally at strategic times, such as in the morning or before a walk, to avoid blood sugar spikes. One small banana or half a dragon fruit per day can already offer benefits without overloading your system. You can use both in a smoothie with a bit of kefir, cinnamon, and ice. It's delicious, refreshing, and highly functional. Avoiding fruit out of fear of sugar may cause you to miss out on valuable nutrients. The secret is in portion control and balance, not total exclusion. Because what the brain needs is exactly this: clean energy, real nutrients, and a routine that works with your body, not against it. And the most interesting thing is that when these two fruits, banana and dragon fruit, are combined with other smart ingredients like fiber, healthy fats, and anti-inflammatory spices, their effect on the body becomes even more powerful. That's why many people have turned to what are known as functional smoothies, blends of nutrients that can strengthen muscles, digestion, and activate the brain within the first hours of the day. The right combination can turn an ordinary breakfast into true therapy for your body and mind. And it doesn't have to be complicated. The ingredients might already be in your fridge right now. Now tell me, out of all the tips you heard today, which one do you find hardest to put into practice in your daily life? Because we're here to help you overcome that in a simple, doable way. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you truly want to take care of your brain, there's something you must know beyond eating the right foods. There's a specific time of day when consuming them can dramatically boost their effects. It's a simple detail, but it could completely transform the way your brain responds. In another video here on the channel, I explain exactly how it works and why this piece of information has made such a big difference in the lives of those who've already tried it. Don't miss it.